Hi, this is John with Fix It Planet. Today we're going to use some new equipment, different arrangement, and we're going to do some soldering on this motor. This is a motor used for some kind of medical equipment. I don't really know what they do. And you can see it has this flat cable, runs all the way down to these pins. And these pins are what we're going to solder to. We have essentially 5 motors that are going to have a set of colored wires that'll be soldered on. So we'll have one here, and then one on this end. And then we have, I think, 7 more motors that'll have a set of different wires. And these motors are about like this. So, roughly speaking, that's the size. And then the wires, we're going to be doing are little jumper wires that they've sent me, like this. I don't know if you can see that or not. So they look like that in the bag. So we're going to take those out, and these are color coded. Then we are going to shrink wrap them around the area where we've soldered them to the cable. So this pin, all these pins and the wires will then get shrink wrapped at this connection to prevent anything from touching. Alright, that's all we're doing. It's nothing much to that other than some soldering. So we'll get started on that here in just a second. This is again just a test run video that I'll be doing to sort of get used to this new camera setup. So hopefully you guys will find this interesting, and we'll get started here in just a minute. So I pulled up a picture here. I'm just going to show you. This is basically what we are doing, and of course these don't look exactly very pretty on the picture here, but that's the arrangement that we'll be doing. So we will have that same arrangement: white, blue, green, and red, yellow, and black. And we're going to tape down our cable so it doesn't move around on me. If I can find the end of the tape. Alright. There we go. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to set this down on this block. And this is just going to keep it from moving around on me while I do this. And let's see if I can take out the glare a little bit. Okay, and I think I want to hold that. We'll leave that like that. Okay. And then there's going to be some noise because I'll have the fume extraction going so I can breathe. Well, let me go back here. We're going to white, blue, and green, I guess. White, blue, and green, or should we do... Yeah, we'll do white, blue, and green first. So we'll take out one of these white jumper wires. Okay. Customer provided all of these for me, so I didn't have to come up with any of it. They've got the length that they want, apparently. But we do have some of this wire laying around. Maybe if we needed it, we can pull it out and see. It's going to be a little noisy. Put some flux. Here. Let's see if I can. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to melt some of this off on the end right here. Okay. Just a sec. Sure didn't look like it. All right. Okay. So we will clean that one up a little bit. How's that look? Oh, got a little bit better. I'm just going to twist it so that it will tidy up a little bit there for me. It's not too bad. Okay. Just tin that a little bit. See that fairly well. Okay. Now, what we want now get rid of some of that burnt plastic. Then we're going to come in like so and go ahead and tin the end of the cable here. Let's see if we can't stick this on here. What we're going to want to do is take this one as close to the outside as we can. Okay. Ooh. Sorry about that. Jiggling around. It's going to take me some time to get this. So, there's our first wire. You can kind of see fairly well. This one not that much in focus. Here we go. So, there's our first wire. And just going to kind of check it. You can see it's pretty secure on there now. Okay, so we're going to do the one right there next to it. And we're looking for, what did I say? Blue. So we need a blue wire. There's the blue wire. Blue. Blue. Yeah, there's a blue wire. Okay. Now my fingers are way too fat and old, so I use the alligator clip there, not the alligator clip, the hemostats to hold on to that wire, keep it basically where I want it. Let's get a little bit of that off of there. Twist that around a little bit, tighten that up. Let's look at that. That could be a little tighter. Okay. So we'll just tin that a little bit. Okay. So again, let's take a look. You can see here. Just tin the wire a little bit. Flip it over. if we can't go ahead and tin that. Get some of this off of here. Now we're going to want to put this one just off to the side there of the one next to it. We're just going to put a little bit of solder on our tip. And then we're going to slide this one in next to the other one. If I can get this off. Got a hard time with that. Okay. Let's make sure that's nice and solid. And we need we did what? We did white, blue, and green. We need green now. Okay. So this is part of my workflow. I've actually got other things going on around me, but I also have some zebra, not the zebras. I'll have a video of the zebras, but I also have I don't remember now. Forgot what I was going to say. So, this video might be different from all of my previous videos in the past. Have all been more like start to finish, complete repairs and things. This one here is a little different. Actually, it's completely different. I'm attempting to change and alter the way in which I'm able to do the videos without so much editing and other things like just take up too much of my time. And one of the reasons that I haven't been doing any videos is just because I've been ridiculously busy and I don't have any help. So I'm by myself literally all the time, or at least virtually all of the time. And I don't like to stay after hours. I am not the kind of person that's going to stay up until 2 o'clock in the morning working. I just get in, a little before it's time to open, maybe an hour. And maybe I stay an hour later. So I can put in an average of 9 to 10 hours a day, and I do that 6 days a week, pretty much non-stop, with the rare occasion that I do get a break. I might take a Monday off, or Sundays. I always try to take off on Sundays, and the rare event that I actually get a vacation, my favorite thing to do is go on a cruise. But I haven't been able to do that for at least a couple of years. And the last time I actually went anywhere, I think, was last year, in July, I think. June or July of last year. And I drove to a place called Rio Doso in New Mexico. Just went and looked at some of the sites. Stayed in a cabin up in the mountains for a week. Sort of a road trip. So I apologize for the shakiness, and my hands are having difficulty with my hands, with some arthritis, some things like that kicking in. I'm kind of old. It's just the way life is. So we're going to take this one now and put it on the far end, opposite of the other two. So we're going to attach this one here like that. All right, so there is our first one. These are, each one now will be shrink wrapped. All right. So you might be looking at this and saying, well, so looks like these are touching, and they might be actually. In between here, you can kind of see if there's anything that's physically touching the wires between the two. But here's something that we also know about these motors. If you take this motor here, for example, the one that we haven't done yet, let's just see if we can push that down for a second. Okay. And then let's say we want to check for continuity and see what we've got. Let's see if I can turn this around where you guys can see. I don't know. know if it's really going to matter if you can see it or not. But what you are going to want to do is listen for this beep. Okay, and that's what we're going to be checking for. So in this particular configuration, the way these wires are done, this is difficult to get situated here. All right, if we just want to check continuity on these, what you're going to see here is that this wire here and this wire here already have continuity. That one on this end also has continuity. So it's really strange. If I check from here to here, there is no continuity. None there, none there, none there, none there. If I check this one and this one, there's no continuity. So it's a strange configuration. I don't really understand what they are doing, or I mean, how they're powered or anything like that. I've discussed it with the engineers at this particular medical company, and frankly, some of them don't seem like they fully understand either, to be honest with you. But it is a configuration that works for them for a particular reason, and whoever it was they had soldering for them, I guess, quit. And they don't have anybody else who's really competent enough to do this, I guess. So that's how we ended up getting that. So in any case, my point is that even though the wire appears to be touching, and it might be touching just ever so slightly, in the middle between these two wires, what I want to do is I want to, let's see if we can just take some of that glare off a little bit, come in a little closer. Gonna see if we can't look at that. See if we can. So it would appear that technically they are separated, so they're not actually physically touching, which is fine. So technically they don't actually touch. So even though they're very, very close to each other and they might appear to be touching, they're actually not. So there's some liquid still between there, some flux and stuff. And but just running through, I think if you look just in between the two right now, you'll see there's a pathway between them and nothing bridging across. Okay, see if we turn some light up a little bit. So I think you can kind of see that those aren't actually touching, even though they are very close to each other. They are indeed not touching. Anyway, it's hard to tell on the screen because they're so close. And in any case, I think I'm just more trying to make the point that we can technically get them separate if we want to make them not to touch. I mean, it is possible to do that, even though they're so unbelievably close to each other. But it doesn't matter in this case, because as we've demonstrated, all of those that we're connecting to have continuity before we ever begin. Therefore, if I were to check it again, even though we see no physical connection between the two, it's still going to have continuity, just like it did before we ever started. See that? And even this one over here on the other side also has continuity with both of these wires. So it doesn't matter. All of that stuff has continuity. So I truly don't know exactly how that works. But in any case, it runs this motor here. And so you can see that a little bit. Has a little gear on the end of it here. And it's a very tiny motor, and it's got a little magnet right up in here. So anyway, this one has the white, blue, and green wires on them, and then there's another one that has a yellow, a red, yellow, and black. So that one technically is our first one, but that looks pretty good. It should hold. It's strong enough to hold, and that will do the trick. But we do need to clean it up a little bit and try and make that, get that extra leftover flux off. So we will take just our little toothbrush or something here and try to scrape a little bit of that out from under there. Okay, we'll use this little cleaning cloth to soak up anything that may be left. Some here, I've got some here, I've got some here. Which one do we want? Alright, so I'm not sure which one I want to use yet. I'm going to take a look here. Probably we're going to use the one that will be easiest to slide over the area we want covered, which looks like it might be I've got quite a few that I need to do, so I'll probably have to use more than one. This one's too big. This one's probably about right. So we will cut off what we need. Just enough to cover the end. And that makes approximately a size about like this. Okay, we'll make another one, and another one. Okay, and another one. Looks like I lost one. And another one. And a couple more. All right. One, oh, there it is. Oh, it's way over there. Now, Okay, so basically what we're going to do now is this area that we soldered earlier here, we're actually just going to cover basically that about right there, approximately something in that ballpark right there. Okay. Want to leave as much of that wire exposed on the right hand side there. We want as much of that wire exposed as we can get. So these will show through better. So let's take some hot air. Let's see if we can't. Shrink that on there. Hi, can I help you?
Hey, John.
Hang on, I'll be right there.
Yeah.
All right. Be right back. All right. Sorry, back now. Okay. So, yep, now we've got this one shrink wrapped. So that should take care of this one. So, good to go. Now, I'll just kind of try and show that on the microscope. This is the actual Swiss-made motor. It's got the little gear at the end there. It's got a little magnet here on the end, and this flexible cable, which is, you know, got this little connection here at the end. So we're basically done with this one. We're got, I don't know, something like 12 more to go or something. I can't remember. Maybe more. How many do we have? 12? Yeah. So we have 11 more to go. Okay. So I'm not going to sit here and do this video all the way through doing 12 of these. I did one, so I don't want to waste time with this going through the last of these, but we have 11 more to go and a bunch of more stuff to do. So this was just a test run through with the new camera, and I thought I'd see how it looks.